Hello and welcome to an exciting 30 minutes on You Were There. Thank you for staying connected week after week as we bring you inspiring stories of changed lives made possible by the partners of the Christian Broadcasting Network. Before we let you in on what's new, let's share in this heartwarming experience of a mother's love.
Hi, my name is Omofo Margarite, and I am a producer with CBN Africa. Today I'd like to share one story that made a huge difference in my understanding of what love meant. When I was pregnant with my son, my first son, Nehemiah, shortly after I got married, I realized one of those days I was at home, I wasn't working then, so I was at home that day and I was reading my Bible to my belly. And then it just dawned on me that I loved the child that I was carrying. I just realized such deep love came from my heart for this being that I had never seen. He hadn't done anything worth loving him for. He hadn't given me anything, because it's easier to love people when when they've shown you love. He hasn't shown me any love. He hadn't given me anything. He hadn't given me any reason to love him, but I realized that I loved him completely. That's when it hit me that that's how God loves me. He loves me not because I have loved him. He loves me not because I have done anything deserving of his love. He loves me because he created me. That just opened my mind to saying, it's not in my action, it's not in anything that I do that makes me worthy of God's love, but it's the love that I experience from being created in the image of my Father in heaven. Even if it looks like bad things are happening to me, God loves me eternally, and I am becoming a better version. I am only going through what I'm going through to become. Basically, what that did for me was it made me see that this is the image of the person I've been created in. He who loves without having any reason to love in that sense. And since I am created of him, I am supposed to express that same love to people who need it. If that's what I'm supposed to do, then I'm supposed to go out there and be a hand of hope to people who need it. And that's why I decided to join the 700 Club. Because through the 700 Club, I'm able to touch lives that I may never meet one-on-one, but I'm able to love them with the little that I can give them. You may be struggling with that. You may be thinking, okay, now I want to be a love being. Now I want to be like my father. I want to be able to express love, but I really don't know how to do it. I really don't know what to do. You can easily join the 700 Club, and that's one of the easiest ways to be that hand of hope and express that love. You don't become a member because you have excess money. You don't become a member because you have too much. You do it because you want to be the reason someone eats, sleeps, lives, and has hope for tomorrow. You do it because you want to be the reason someone can say, yes, there is a God in heaven and he loves me.
I have one word to describe that: limitless. A love without boundaries, a love that gives all and holds nothing back. Thank you, Oma, for helping us remember that. Now we can be extensions of that love by partnering with the Christian Broadcasting Network. Just like Oma said, you don't become a member because you have too much money. You do it because you want to be the reason someone eats, sleeps, lives, and has hope for tomorrow. You do it because you want to be the reason someone can say, yes, there's a God in heaven. And our next story gives you the chance to experience it firsthand.
Hunger is not just a feeling of skipping a meal. It is going without even one adequate meal day after day after day. On the global scale, hunger has been on the rise over the last 3 years. According to World Health Organization, more than 820 million people are hungry globally. Around 9 million people die every year of hunger-related diseases, making hunger the biggest health problem in the world today. Sadly, in Nigeria, violence and its resultant displacement has played a major role in the rise of this global challenge. With over 2.5 million internally displaced persons and with limited resources to cater to their food needs, it is no wonder that IDP camps are the worst hit.
Since morning I have not eaten. There is no food. This is not the first time I will go to bed hungry.
This is the sad reality of many residents in this camp. This is Banjiba IDP camp in Gurukul local government area of Benue State.
We used to live in our own house. We had our own farm. We were okay. We could provide for ourselves. But now, see the way I look. I used to look bigger than this. But I have grown so thin because there is no food.
This camp has been really neglected. First, because everybody feels it's off the road, so they don't want to come in. We've got a lot of humanitarian aids, but they always come because of the camps that are on the road. They just take it to the camps that are on the road, and they neglect this one.
In this camp alone, there are over 5,000 internally displaced persons, men, women, and children, dying in silence, hoping that someone will hear their cry. With a passion to feed the hungry and be there for those in their need, CBN reached out to Erisco Foods Limited.
I'm here to donate the ready-to-eat meal on behalf of the CEO, Erisco Foods Limited.
The CBN team swung into action, ready for distribution. Our first call, the Banjiba camp. It's a warm welcome and a huge relief for the residents of this camp.
There's a population of about 5,467 people in here, men, women, and children. With what we have brought, that's about 37,000 meals. So if each person was to get one meal a day, that's 7 days at least for everyone.
We see the need around the country of people who go to bed hungry. When you now begin to look at millions of people living in internally displaced people's camps across the country, it can be very, very painful to see fellow Nigerians don't have food to eat.
When this opportunity came and we got notice of the food on the go, we just thought quickly that yes, this will be very, very handy in the hands of the internally displaced persons.
The team had to show the residents how to make this meal. First, unseal the pack. Take out the non-food items, spoon, serviette. You are left with your already mixed rice or spaghetti with all the ingredients required in a meal. Notice there's a sealed pack called kavive. It facilitates the warming inside the pack. Position it by the side of the rice or spaghetti pack. Pour some quantity of cold water, 3/4 of the size of the container. Seal the container back. Allow it warm for 10 to 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, the steam will subside from the container. Gently open the container and serve. There you have your ready-to-eat rice or spaghetti. Thanks to the Christian Broadcasting Network and Erisco Foods Limited for being a life-saving friend who came through for Elizabeth and others in their time of need.
Somebody is going to be able to go to bed tonight knowing that I had a meal to eat. I'm not just thinking, where is it going to come from? People should please become members of 700 Club, because if they do become members, they would also be helping to reach out to people in a very little way without spending so much, and the impact will be felt by everybody.
Look at that. Pure joy from a grateful heart. There is so much we can do when we choose to look beyond ourselves. Thank you, Erisco Foods Limited, and thank you, CBN Partners, for changing Elizabeth's story and so many others. May the blessing from their grateful hearts echo through eternity. Now, You Were There continues after this break.
You were there when the water flowed and the children danced for joy. You were there when the doctors came and saved their little boy. You were there to speak the truth, send the gospel near and far. You were there to change their lives right from where you are.
Thank you, CBN Partners, for making a difference around the world. Your gift of love has changed life and eternity for millions.
When hurting hearts reach out and cry, does anybody care? You were the one who brought the gift. Thank God
Thank God that you were there. And that's to you, our dear CBN partners. Thank you for always being there. Thank you for always showing up in desperate situations. Thank you for restoring hope and creating new beginnings for individuals and families, just like you did for Thando and her family in this next story.
Every day, Thando and her mom, Monica, walk down to the river to fetch water. Sometimes they go to the river because they have nothing to eat.
There were times we drank the river water just to make our hunger go away. Thando got very skinny and had rashes all over her body. I felt terrible. I looked everywhere for work. People said they would get back to me, but they never did.
Neither Monica nor her husband could find steady work, so the whole family was malnourished. One morning, Monica found Thando in bed, very sick.
Fear filled me. I thought she was going to die. I cried out to God, wondering if He saw us suffer. I knew He could give us a normal life. I just had to put my trust in Him.
Desperate to find help, Monica reached out to Crossroads, a ministry supported by CBN's Orphans Promise. We immediately helped Thando get treated for her rashes and malnourishment. Soon she was healthy again. Now she's one of 75 children enrolled in our daycare program in the area. Here she has 2 meals a day, clean water, and friends.
I love the food. I want to come to school every day. Even on Sundays, there are so many toys here. I can't decide which ones to play with first.
I'm so happy because I know she's being taken care of. People there treat her like she's their own.
We helped Thando's dad get a job as a truck driver, and we helped Monica find work too. Together, Monica and her husband can now provide for their family.
Thank you so much for what you have done for us. I pray that you will continue to do the same for others.
Thank you, CBN.
Without a doubt, you've changed their lives forever. Thank you, CBN partners. Stories like these remind us of the harsh reality of malnutrition in children like Thando. So many of these vulnerable children have lost their lives, and so many more are still battling for survival. As a way to mitigate this epidemic, Vitamin Angels, in partnership with CBN Africa, provide vitamin supplementation and deworming tablets to children under 5 in remote communities.
Happy, vibrant, energetic, and fast learning are qualities of children with proper nutrition values. Sadly, in Nigeria, 1 in 5 children are malnourished, contributing to a high infant mortality rate. This is further complicated by the high level of poverty in the rural communities, like Angwangayaba in Nasarawa State. The effect of malnutrition drew the attention of CBN and a partner organization, Vitamin Angels, to this locality. The journey to Angwangayaba was short but difficult, with a brief stopover at Kefi to get essential drugs for the CBN Rural Clinic in the community. On arrival, we met excited children who were obviously happy about the great benefit that was coming to them. But before dispensing the benefits, an important task had to be done. First, training of the village volunteer health workers on the benefits and administration of vitamin A and albendazole to children between the ages of 6 months and 5 years.
By giving vitamin A to these children, it's actually been proven that it reduces the mortality rate within this age range. Vitamin A also helps to improve their eyesight. It also helps to boost their immune systems. It's almost like giving a child a better chance to survive, a better chance to grow. Now, we can get vitamin A from things like milk, like cheese, like liver, but because people in these kinds of rural communities don't usually have access to so much of these foods that contain preformed vitamin A, supplementation becomes even more vital. And albendazole helps to, deworm them, get rid of worms that, they might be exposed to in their environment.
The mothers eagerly brought their children forward to receive the health-boosting medicine. But for some, the volunteers took the campaign to the streets. For the volunteers, being a part of making a difference in so many lives is a priceless gift.
I learned how to give vitamin A to people, and I know the age that they're supposed to take the vitamin A and albendazole. And I know the time that they're supposed to take it. And I know the date that they will come back again. I feel happy.
This training has helped me so much. I wish to thank CBN for this initiative because it has brought help to so many. May God bless you.
Since I volunteered, my family's health needs have been met. We have had no need to visit another hospital. I am very happy to be a part of this.
From one community to another, CBN staff embarked on the training and distribution of vitamin A and albendazole to children. This tasking but necessary exercise also got to the people of Kaida village in the Gwagwalada Area Council of the FCT.
I enjoy the program because I have it in mind to go for nursing just because I have interest in it. As I wore that white to do the practical of what we have been taught, I really feel as if I've gone for the training and I'm on the field doing the practical.
Now, sometimes we actually have some things that are not vitamin A. All the volunteers now know exactly how to administer vitamin A and albendazole. They were faced with different scenarios, different kids, different ages, different circumstances and situations, and they were able to deal with those circumstances, give the appropriate drugs to the appropriate children, the appropriate age range, and fill in the appropriate information in our record-keeping books. And I felt that was a huge success.
We are very grateful for the medicine you give to us and our children. May God bless you.
This success, however, is just the beginning, as the trained volunteers will now go to other surrounding communities to give helpless children in need these health-restoring medicines. For these families, it meant that their children were better protected from diseases and can now grow up stronger and better.
Thank you, Vitamin Angels, and thank you, CBN partners, for caring about the health and well-being of these children. And to our volunteers, the boots on the ground, thank you for taking these vital medicines to them, one community at a time. This measure of sacrifice can only come from a place of love. Now, let me ask you, do you truly love? Do you care about other people? Are you moved with compassion when you see people struggling and in pain? How do you feel when you see a hungry and helpless child roaming the streets? If you feel the urge to do something, if you really want to make a change, then congratulations, you're right where you need to be. Here at CBN, People Called Partners make monthly donations to help people in need. Because of their giving, our teams of volunteers can travel to remote villages to provide free medical services, dig bore wells to give clean drinking water to communities without it, empower widows, settle orphans in homes, and so much more. If you're ready to let your love shine through, now is the time to begin. Log on to our website and sign up to become a CBN partner or call any of the numbers showing on your screen. With as little as 1,000 Naira to as high as 84,000 Naira monthly or a one-time gift of any amount, you can become a voice of hope.
Life is a gift, and it offers us the privilege, opportunity, and responsibility to give something back as we become more. Many women, children, and families are suffering and in need, wondering where the next meal will come from. Lend a helping hand today. Be the strength when others are weak. Be the smile where others frown. Be the joy when there is so much pain. Be more. Join the 700 Club. Lend a helping hand to someone today.
Thank you for connecting with us on our social media platforms. We absolutely love hearing from you. If you haven't joined our online community yet, you need to do it now. Check us out at 700 Club Partners _NG on Instagram and Facebook, and 700 Club Nigeria on Twitter. And this is where we call it a wrap. Thank you for watching. Until next week, don't just say it, do love.